Oceanic Beach Ultimate Championships here in Shirahama, Japan. We're in the women's division. This is the bronze medal match. India just taking the bronze medal in the mixed division, but now a bronze medal go to either Singapore or the Philippines. Singapore, I think the women's team the only chance of bringing a medal home. Oh no, the men's are in the bronze medal game as well, but they're looking to take a bronze medal here. Philippines, the other two teams in the finals, they want to get 3 medals. Can they do it? Liam Grant alongside Sofia Pereira.
Hey everyone, nice to be back here on this broadcast of the bronze medal game. As Liam was saying, both these teams really want to take home the medal. Both these teams have worked very, very hard to do very different conditions between the two teams in their work prior to this. These women athletes, the Singapore team, they train all together, all the different divisions, on a small beach with basically a one field, and they share it and train at least once a week as a team. And then the Philippines, this Philippine women's team is actually quite representing the country quite well. The other two teams are a bit more skewed towards the Boracay folk from the Philippines. This team is a team that is, these women come from all over the country, and they've worked really hard to be here. They've been training really hard. So we're gonna get some very good women's ultimate. It's quite windy, so we expect to see some turnovers and from both sides. We also expect to see some great grabs, great defenses, great points. So we're going to take this time as the women set up to just talk a little bit about Shirahama. Liam here has been learning a lot of Japanese the last 4 days during this event, and he has learned what Shirahama means.
Yeah, Shirahama meaning white sand, as we see this beautiful beach here. Somewhat submerged by water yesterday in what was a chaotic day of weather and ultimate. But thankfully here in field 5, not the showcase field, things are definitely above the ocean.
Okay, so we see Singapore waiting for that hand signal. They have it, and the disc goes off. Great pull, great first pull. Singapore just immediately getting there for defense. Nice throwing, almost a wind strip. She manages to keep possession. Great throwing down the line now, trying to trap her on the line. Oh, that's such a pretty throw. And I believe there's been a call, there's a pick called. As you can see by the hand signals, disc is coming back. Repositioning happening to make up for that pick, and disc is back into play. Oh, well received between.
Interesting play here as 2 players catch it. I think that was Jane and Eileen. And I think they're discussing, one of them was inbounds, one of them was not. So they'll have to get another pass to get in the end zone.
Doing some great fakes and great patience for that score. First score of the game for the Philippines.
Cortez getting the goal for the Philippines. No turnovers in that first point. Had to start back in their own end zone after the pull from Fiona Pang. But yeah, great play all up this near sideline from the Philippines. Using their speed to get free on the open side, make those throws easier.
Can hear lots of support from the sideline. Everybody's excited. This is going to be a great game. We got to see this matchup yesterday, 2 days ago, as well. So now Philippines has a chance to show Singapore that they can do it too. I'm sure Singapore would love to take home the medal too.
Yeah, this matchup happening early in group stages. Singapore winning on universe point that time. Unfortunately, neither team able to make it to the final.
That bull just went for lunch somewhere in the food area, Liam. It's coming back into play. Very out of bounds. So this 15-meter brick line now is a huge advantage in the field, a third of the field, in the center of the field on a rainy day. And we see Singapore, really strong handling line. We've seen both these handlers do some amazing plays in the last game. Centering it, keeping the disc in the center. Oh, well done to save that disc. Nicely moving the disc and centering it and just swinging it like there's no wind at all. It looks great. Singapore trying to put on a tight D. Oh, that was great. Really pretty point. Just a beautiful tiki-taka ultimate, as I like to call it. Both these teams have a bit of that tiki-taka kind of play, just moving the disc. It's really nice to see.
Emily Wong getting the goal for Singapore. No turn offense from the Singaporean players as well. So yeah, first 2 points, no turnovers, which is impressive given the intense wind here in Shirahama.
That was really impressive handling. And now we see that the fantastic handler for the Singapore team, number 22, Yi Ling Ho, is now off the field as they put on a strong D-line to try and get a break. And the Philippines is wanting that disc. They're wanting to score.
That pull just landing out of bounds by maybe a yard or so.
So we've seen 2 bricked points. You can probably hear slightly the wind, probably around 40 kilometers an hour winds at this point. Nice put disc to the line. Well received, good cut under. Getting it off the line. Good faking, trying to gain some space from her marker. Gets the disc, a high throw, she gets it. Nice and safe. Oh! That was a really well attempted break. You see the disc just angled where the wind just took it. Nevertheless, could have been a point. Now Singapore gets a chance to break.
Yenling Tang picking up the disc now. That was the first turnover of the game.
Impressive that that was the first turnover of the game. I think that might have been a decision to huck and D, or perhaps, I don't know, Liam.
Yeah, that was definitely the idea that Fiona Pang was going with there. Nobody else on the same page, not really following it. They drift out of bounds anyway, but not the worst decision in these windy conditions for a D-line in your own end zone.
The wind tends to change direction. It's mostly across the field coming in from the ocean. However, it does do some wonky twirly things. I believe yesterday we had the flags of the 10 nations present at this WFDF Asian Oceanic Beach Ultimate Championships. 4 of them, or 5 of them, facing one way and 5 of them facing the exact opposite way. We didn't really understand how that happened, but it did happen. Disc is back into play again. Going out of bounds, not managing to bring it in for the point.
Good force on defense there, forcing it to throw, trying an outside and throw on that sideline, and the wind always going to push it away, so good defensive strategy.
We can see now the Indian, the bronze medal here, celebrating. Disc on the line, trapped on the line, defense. Managed to put the disc well put, a bit too high. Oh, nice attempt. Nice attempt to keep possession. Philippine is now in possession. Oh, what a great layout D. What a great layout D. Gets the disc. Oh, another fantastic D. What's going to happen here? That disc is still in the air. And a foul has been called. And almost landed on her head. We saw an interesting one yesterday that was landed on somebody falling on their back and on their belly, and that would have been an up if it had landed on her head, but it did. Now pick being called. Singapore just called a pick. Philippines playing with 3 women handling and 2 in a great catch. We have somebody. Oh, that is definitely what Liam would call a feathery biscuit, I believe.
Feathery flick. Oh, it's always alliteration, folks. But yeah, that is exactly how you throw downwind in this windy conditions. Put a lot of touch on the disc. Give your receiver a chance of chasing it down. That is a great goal for Philippines. Still trading here.
Is that a, like, which one are those?
Singapore, Philippines, 2-1, is that correct?
Yeah, I just can't tell. They don't look like letters.
There's Singapore, Philippines in Portuguese is with the F. I swear to God. So is that 2-1? Philippines trying to get that break again, holding the disc up. With a strong D-line. Nicely put pull. There we see the handler line again. Oh, that's a high disc. Nice defense, making sure to get there. Now Philippines with no mark, having the disc. Oh, great save. Centering the disc, looking for a down cut. Down the field cutter, makes that cut, gets well put to her. Unfortunately, the disc just makes that disc go a bit too hard, just wobbles it right out of her hands. And Singapore gets the chance to even it up. Great defensive pressure by the Philippines. That is something, oh! Foul called. That is something we have not seen, is drops in this game. Just looking for the throw. Great break to the, that was a fantastic break to number 26 from the Philippines for the score. Tina just caught that. It is now 3-1, I believe, for the Philippines.
Yeah, so both teams getting knocked out in the semi-finals yesterday in probably even more challenging conditions, but they've adjusted well to the wind. The second day of intense wind here in Shirahama. Singapore losing to the Japanese women's national team. I actually think they went 5 or 6 points down to start.
And we got some shout outs for the WFDF AOBUC 2019. WFDF, supporting and promoting the global advancement of disc sports and spirit of the game. VC, outfitting the world's best ultimate player since 1998. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports. We have friction gloves. Be prepared for rain, humidity, cold, wind, and more. And we have up Universe Point cleats. If you're thinking about why we're talking about cleats, well, a lot of these players do play grass, and Universe Point cleats are specifically designed for the great sport of ultimate. Greatest bag, the #1 bag designed by and for beach ultimate players. Eric, fighting cancer through early recognition, and BULA, promoting and spreading beach ultimate and spirit of the game worldwide. And we now see Singapore with possession of the disc. This is an important point for Singapore. See if they can put point on the great movement and cutting and opportunities to put that disc. Oh, that was an unfortunate. The receiver was there, just not enough spin on that disc. The sand really wanted it before it got into the hands of the receiver, and now Philippines has a chance to have yet another. Oh, I spoke too fast. It's back in the hands of Singapore. There's been a call. We have a strong D-line also from the Philippines. Christine is out there. She's had a lot of experience. We've seen her a lot this week. We've seen her at least 2 games prior to this one. Centering the disc, looking for that opportunity, being patient. She's slightly overthrown. As Liam mentioned, at this point, if you were to just put the disc up in the air without any spin, it would go for at least a few meters away from the sea. Now the Philippines gets a chance. Again. Oh, great defense. That was great defense. Singapore gets a chance again. We've seen both Emily Wong, we've just seen great both D and O from this player, as we will probably see now as Singapore's on O. Lots of support from the sideline for both teams. Strong D on Emily. She's again another missed opportunity taken away by this windy day. Philippines has a disc again. Here's Christine cutting in. There goes the huck. It's gonna go a bit low.
Nobody really on the Singapore team walking to pick up this disc. I imagine it will be Eling Ho to pick it up, but a little tired. I actually sat down with the Philippines women's team yesterday, and they're all practicing their hand signals. What they're doing was they're all closing their eyes. Someone would shout out a call, and they had to do the hand signal and open their eyes and see if they were doing the right one.
Oh, that's a great drill to have with your team. I'm taking that one home. Oh, just a bit short. And the Philippines gets possession again. This is a long point. So, great way to run it down, bring it on the line, trying to center it. As we said, there is a strong wind. The wind took it down. Well played by the Philippines. Nicely, patiently, that was very well put. Some contact there. They're communicating well, and we see that they're communicating very well with their hand signals. So I think that exercise really worked, keeping the stoppage of the game to the WFDF regulation limits as short as possible. Disc is back in play. And again, there's the call. Just slightly too far. Great attempt to get that disc. Layout, unfortunately, goes out of bounds.
This is by far the longest point of the game. Both teams looking a little tired on the field. This can happen sometimes. You get 1 or 2 turnovers and they kind of spiral a little bit out of control, but moving up the field now. Philippines, there's another drop.
Oh, that was a wind strip. That was a wind strip. Oh, is that going to be another turn? Great grab. What a safe hand on that ploppy disc against the wind. Intense defense by the Philippine squad here, as we can see by this long point. Managing to keep that disc alive in a very short space. Very tight defense. Everybody's very close, and they managed to do it. Great look, patience, and they did it. We've been talking about just how much these women's ultimate has grown in both these nations, both Singapore and the Philippines, putting on a great game here. We were expecting to see many more turnovers. This particular point was one of those that there was just tons of turnovers.
Yeah, coming up later, we have the women's final. 2 Japanese teams going head-to-head. The national team versus Veggie Griffins. And I don't think we expected to see 2 Japanese teams in the final until the wind picked up, and that's playing into the hands of the Japanese. And by that I mean a lot of Japanese players wear gloves, which during the hot sunny days when the tournament started, it seemed like a bit unusual to be wearing gloves. But then suddenly the rain and wind came, and that was probably a big advantage. They've been throwing gloves all week.
No doubt about it. They had a good lead on the Philippines yesterday in the semis. I believe they won 11-7, the Japanese club team. So you will have a full finals from Japan. Bringing in the disc at the brick line. Setting up in a horizontal stack with 3 cutters and 2 handlers. Defense really wants this disc. We see the coach Jude, who's done a lot for Beach Ultimate, not only in the Philippines, but worldwide. Spirit of the game. Disc is now in play. Nice put. I don't know if anybody's gonna get there, but it's sometimes not a bad thing not to lose the disc immediately. Trying to make handler movements with this wind. I think partially hoping that Singapore put on more of a D line that now has to play O the whole length of the field, and we know the Philippines can put on some intensive defense. As we can see the poach there, trying to take everything away, playing backwards, keeping the disc alive, well communicated, and again, I think that disc might hit us. Oh, and it's caught just a meter in front of where we are sitting. We can see both teams getting a lot of support from the sideline. I think we might have some long points this game. The wind seems to have picked up just a little bit. It was already a strong wind. Too high, but brought down. Well brought down. And red. Disc is on the now far side from us, close side to the sea, so the wind is even higher. You can see how that wind just took that disc onto the other field. This time they almost hit the other cameraman on the other side.
He actually started this game, the first 2 points, there was no turnovers, but as the players start to tire out, concentration drops, and that is key in these windy conditions. And now a few more turnovers in his last 2 points.
Yeah, I don't know if the wind's picked up a little bit, perhaps, but you're right. And here we go, another one of those. Is going to be brought down? Is it going to be defended? It was defended. Philippines now with possession. Somebody quickly running into the end zone, giving her options. Losing a little bit of yards, but keeping that disc well alive. Well cut. Oh, I was gonna celebrate that. And again, just an unfortunate disc flying away from the belly. And Singapore gets another chance.
Yeah, Jane Varquez, I think, a little too casual with that catch, almost celebrating the goal herself after a great worked break backhand from the Philippines. Angelique Cortez having a very good game for the Filipino women.
Philippines really shutting down the options here on that line. Fiona's got the disc in her hand and she's great positioning by the Philippines in getting the disc back. Wobbly disc. Oh, foul called. They're just discussing it. There is no contest on that foul. You can see the hand signals saying no contest. Nicely, safely dumping it to Fiona. And again, a floaty disc, not a bad thing to do in the strong wind. Keeping the disc up in the air, waiting for the cut in the center of the field, a nice place to be as well. Good dump, little layup dump, nice sidearm. Now let's see if they can make this point. Good patience. Now with 3 back, 2 in the end zone, cutting and clearing. Oh, that was very nice. Oh, that was so nice. Such a nice point by the Singapore team. Great offense.
Chow Yan So with the goal, assist coming from Fiona Pang. Both coaches jumping her. She scores that goal. A big point for Singapore. They needed that one. So Philippines still in the lead.
Actually, Liam, it is 3-3. It is 3-3. I've just been told they've taken away the scoreboard on the other side of the field because of the wind could potentially bring it into the field during play. And so it is actually 3-3. We lost a little bit of count because of those long points. Sometimes it seemed like 2 or 3 points in one. But it is even right now, which is really exciting. This is exactly what you want for a bronze medal match in this women's division. Impressive that 6 points are on the board with these wind conditions. Very nice pull. Keeping it in. Philippines gaining a couple yards immediately without any pressure. Unfortunately, a dump bobbles off her arm. The disc just changed direction last minute. And again, we have top handler here. Number 22, we've seen her do amazing stuff all weekend. She keeps doing it. She's always there. Oh, nice defense by the Philippines. And then defense and runs. Is that gonna be, oh, almost. Philippines playing with, here's Emily Wong again with the disc. What a great game. Nice grab. Gotta be ready for those with this wind conditions. Again, Emily with the disc. On the line now, Philippines really trying to shut that down, that forward moving. Oh, that was a beautifully, actually, nice and easy. Nice and easy. That looked like there was nothing going on with that intense defense. Way to get a gain now for 4-3 for Singapore.
Yeah, great break for Singapore. Threw away, Ang getting that goal. And yeah, the standout player for me this week has been Eling Ho for Singapore. Just so consistent with her handling movement. Actually got free downfield very well. Nice defensive play in this matchup earlier in the week. Philippines against Singapore, where they won on Universe Point. And in contrast to that, I think Philippines have the best defense in this division, probably all divisions at this event. Such high intense defense, but at times struggle to throw in the wind a little bit. Maybe when you look in contrast to the two Japanese teams in the final, they have incredible throws, really pinging throws, so much rotation cuts through the wind. And it's something maybe they need to put more focus on at times, the Filipino community, because athleticism they have it in tons. They're the most athletic team, hands down.
And as we see, I mean, they're in the other two finals, and two of the, they're only not in the women's final. And we definitely see a lot of amazing throwing skills with the in the mixed and in the men's. And these women, as we said, it's the first time there is a women's team at a beach event that is not a women's masters team that was in Dubai. And so a lot of these women, this is the first time they're really playing in a highly competitive tournament. Kudos to them for being in the bronze. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. If she can get there and read that, it goes just a bit too far. She was trying to read it. Too bad, because that could have been a point in the corner there. However, it's not going to be easy for the Philippines to put that disc into play from that particular corner when the wind is coming exactly not where you want it to be. That was not great decision, great reception. Oh my goodness, that was, oh my God. We're seeing some great ultimate, Liam. Fantastic point.
Anas Marie Sylvester, oh no, sorry, it was Eileen Len who had that incredible hawk to open up the field of play. Very difficult to execute those full field hawks in these windy conditions, but do it to perfection there and actually throwing into wind and letting the wind carry it towards her receiver.
As I said, I mean, that's not an easy corner to start from. A perfect execution and look, perfect cut, perfect reception, made it look easy, really quick. Everybody gets a chance now to breathe and recollect. Going in on strong defense, the Philippines. Singapore going in on strong offense. And as we were talking before, we've seen this line of offense do some amazing D as well, ready to play those points in which there's O and D.
We're now joined by the proprietor of the Blue Bar here in Shirahama, the best bar in town. A lot of people there last night, bit of a street party. Yeah, we're all big fans of the Blue Bar here at the AOBUC Championships.
That's a high disc there. Again, we see almost a head catch, cap catch. Philippines gains possession but quickly loses it. Chance for a quick point from Singapore, centering the disc to Emily. Emily's making the fakes. Philippines putting on a really, really hard D, popping it up. Again, back to Emily, keeping it alive. Playing between the handlers, waiting for that. Oh, that was a great high grab. Now looking for the point. And another great offensive play by Singapore.
Yeah, that was Thumb with the high grab, then getting the assist.
Score right now is 5-4 for Singapore, coming in on defense. It seems that that end zone has been easier to score on throughout this game. Singapore wanting to get this break and to get a 2-point lead. We can see that O-line waiting for the disc. I believe it's halftime?
Yeah, that was half. Presumably
half?
a timed half.
Yep. And that's why the disc was given to Philippine for their strong D-line. Christina's on there. We've seen her do a lot of great defenses today, and that height's gonna help today with that wind. Disc on the line, nicely looking for Fiona, moving it back up the line. Nice cutting by Singapore. Great timing on the cuts. Handlers able to move the disc until they have the forward cut. Again, on the line, but well done. Good fakes, nice flat discs going to exactly where they want them to go. Fiona with the disc again in her hand. We've seen her put some, oh, that might be just, oh, that was an unfortunate. Great reception by Christine, gaining a load of yards and then throwing to the horrible seaside, and that wind just taking it. And I think there's a call.
Yeah, there's a call downfield, a travel on the initial throw from the front of the end zone.
Oh, well, that's interesting. It's a turnover. There's been a turnover.
I think they stopped play quite a while ago, so we'll see if the disc comes back or if the turnover stands.
Very close game. Both these teams really want this point. Just resolving the travel call in which a turnover happened way after the call was called. Disc goes back. Some of the players had heard the travel call and stopped, so disc goes back, and that actually makes sense. We saw somebody running down the field, but everybody else was kind of stopped there in the middle. So disc is now going back to the Philippines in the end zone. Philippines has a chance to even it out, bring it up to 5-5. Again, putting it long. If that is read properly, it is beautiful. It was read just the right way, and then a miscommunication. Unfortunately, Christine was just not expecting that. I don't think she had looked at the disc yet, had not started the cut. Oh. There's some contact, obviously unintentional. She's apologizing. She's just trying to move the disc. Game is going to be, disc is back in play. Fiona looking for a cutter, putting it long. Philippine, as usual, when it comes to these defensive plays, getting that defense, and then throwing it long, using a bit the huck and D. Not a bad concept to do in this wind. This is not a easy wind to play in, although we've seen some fantastic offense by both teams. Nice disc by Fiona, just a bit too high for the D, and then the wind took it away, so it made it a bit too difficult for O. Philippines gets the disc back, this time a little too low. Singapore's back with possession, picking up the disc. Fiona's picking up the disc now. Turnover on the sideline, another long one. This one might make it, might not. I'm not sure what's rambunctious, but I think the wind is rambunctious. We talked about rambunctious earlier. That wind has just been taking that disc, and it can't put too much spin on it because it will just go. A little bit less wind, that would have been the perfect throw. The receiver went to the right place. Everything was right, except under these conditions, and it's not steady as well, so sometimes when it leaves the receiver's hand, it's just slightly less wind and then picks up. And we can see these have been some long points, but some also excellent short points.
You can see there, Fiona quite often looking to send the hook, so we put a flat force on it there. No, she's trying to send it deep, and that one of the few she hasn't got off the way she would like.
Philippine on D, on O, a chance to score, chance to even up the game to 5-5. That was a very nice disc, and they do it. 5-5, we have a 5-5 score. The game, there must be not that much time left. We've had some really long points. 10 points have been on the board in this insane wind, a little bit of everything. Great game so far. Very exciting.
Tina with the goal for the Philippines with the emphatic spike. I think that's her first goal of the game. And we are tied at 5s.
We are tied at 5s, that's exactly what we want. I think we might be seeing that double dab we talked about earlier on during this tournament. The hand signal for a universe point. It's very much going to depend on whether Philippines can get this break, get the D, and then score. We have a really strong O-line here in the Singapore. Emily picking up the disc, quickly gaining a couple of yards. Nice cut, nice put disc down the line, and again, nice cut and nice put disc, moving the disc. Well done. Okay, the wind is still high, but these women are playing it like there is no wind. Very nicely, very patiently playing with each other. Oh, very tight D. Well done. Nice patience for that little layup. Oh, I think there, bit of contact on that, a non-contested foul, obviously. Immediately said, Philippines immediately said non-contested foul, disc is in play. Singapore, pretty throw. Emily bringing it in, dumping it. Handler play, and Emily again, just amazing play. Patient, beautiful offense by these women. I don't think it matters how many fields you have to practice on, considering this team only has one field. This field seems to do them very well in a country that I believe has no wind. Is that right, Liam? You were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, the island nation is just south of Malaysia, known for its lack of wind. They're getting a bucket full here today in Japan. Yeah, I talked about the population as well. Yeah, I can just list off my facts again.
I love your facts. List off your facts.
So yeah, a population of about 5.6 million, I think, in Singapore. Very, very small country, while the Philippines up in the region of 105 million. I think we talked about the amount of islands in the in the Philippines as well. I think, I can't remember exactly, but it's up above 1,600 islands for sure.
Yes, we were trying to compare the number of square meters of sand between the two countries. And now look at that disc, just staying up there for a while. Almost seems like it was deciding whether it's going to go up into the sky or down into the sand. Obviously, eventually gravity takes over and it will come down. Philippines gaining that 15-meter advantage here. Important point for the Philippines to even it out to 6-6. Singapore wanting to put on really strong pressure on D, trying to avoid those throws. Beautiful throw! Beautiful catch! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, we're just staying constantly now with a 6-6 on the scoreboard. Amazing. Yeah, it's been really nice to do the commentary with Liam. Bit of a geography buff. So I've learned a lot about all this geography. It's also been amazing to be able to meet and be with fantastic athletes from this side of the pond. For me, that's the first. I had only been to the Asian side of Istanbul. That's as far as I'd gotten. Speaking of Istanbul, the Blue Bar is owned by Rejo from Istanbul. We've had a great party there last night and we've spent a lot of time there. Talked about Istanbul, also a big city.
Yeah,
and here we go, defense.
Frequent the Blue Bar again. And back on tide, 6-6 to score now.
Strong defense, strong, really fast running down that beach. And there's been a call. There's been a call, but the disc has been put back into play. Again, trying to get that wonderful handler movement, playing very, very nice look. Unfortunate wind, and again, now the other way. Same thing, nice look, nice option. Unfortunate wind. Philippines is celebrating and supporting. Singapore is celebrating and supporting. This is very nice. I'm so honored to be here right now. Well centered, gaining some good meters there on that throw. That Philippine defense. Way to gain position and just safely defend that disc without any contact in front. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that is the corner of disc down in sand.
Shout out to April Joy, who might be watching at home. One of the Filipinos players, unfortunately, denied a visa on entry, so can't be here, but I'm sure cheering her teammates on, as are the men's and mixed team here from the Philippines, who'll be playing in the finals later. Looks like there's an injury being called.
There is an injury. We can see the hand signals with the hands on the head. There's an injury. Sub going on. You can see the injured player walking out. Yiling picking up the disc in that corner, that difficult corner. She has a strong support line. And again, there's a stoppage, there's a foul. Looks like from the hand signals, although somebody else is doing something with their hands, but there's a foul. Foul on the cutter. Emily Wong just explaining how she sees the foul. A wonderful thing about this sport is the spirit of the game, communication being a huge part of it. One of the 5 integral components of spirit of the game, besides rules knowledge, avoiding body contact, attitude, fairness, communication. Yiling. Oh! Really hard disc. Well put. However, just bounced off the chest of Emily's chest. 3 women in the end zone. The other handler trying to give her, moving it towards the line. Oh my God, they just scored that point for 7-6. What a game this was. Wonderful. Philippines takes home medals in all divisions. In this division, taking home the bronze. Let's see what happens in the other 2 divisions. Liam, wow, he just looks amazing game.
Yeah, hard luck to Singapore. They fought very hard, won a game on Universe against the Philippines earlier on in this tournament, now losing on Universe. They can be very proud of their performances here. And coming up in a little bit, we'll have, I believe, the men's bronze medal game. We'll have Singapore again in the men's division taking on Australia, the Reef Sharks.
Oh, did we speak too fast? I think we spoke too fast.
Yeah, so this game is currently still going.
Yes, it is. That was too fast.
I was just thinking, they celebrated quite a lot for that one goal. Kind of lulled us into thinking the game was over.
Well, it's anybody's game now, 7-6. Singapore coming in on offense. And we see Jude out there telling him to, from what I see from Jude's hand signals, 4C, which I completely understand. Nice bull. Nice bull. Looking for Fiona as the other handler, managing to put a very nice disc. Oh my goodness. Bobbly wobbly wind strip, and then the Philippine defender gets her hand on it. They're discussing whether it was or not contact on the disc. Fiona did not have control yet. However, if there was any contact when she didn't have control and was trying to get it, it was a foul. They're discussing this. And we see some crazy waves back there with some swimmers. By the height of the waves compared to the swimmers, those are pretty big waves breaking up on shore. We call them coconut breakers, not waves you want to try and do body surfing on. Coconut meaning your head, actually. Disc is still not in play. Discussion is going on. Whistle will be going off soon. For the time limits, there is a little bit of an extension of time on stoppages when there are language and translation needs. Just looking around this beautiful beach and seeing the teams warming up, Singapore warming up on the far side of this field, Japan warming up over there, a big spirit circle happening to our left. A game going on the far field. This is just incredible, incredible venue for this AOBUC event. Kudos to the Japanese Disc Association and tomorrow, Mata, Hiro, done an excellent job with organization. Everything the players need is here. Everything the organization need is here. The volunteers have been just fantastic. Cleaning up the beach yesterday after the sea took all the water bottles and everything away, everybody with a smile on their face. Disc is now back in play, coming into possession to Singapore. China, nice movement. Interesting offense moves as far as setup. Really well played discs. Girls are moving the disc up. Fiona now with the disc, looking patiently. Nice break, centering that disc. Patiently waiting again in Fiona's hands. Cut was there, but just was not ready, but there it is again, and it's brought down 7-7.
Yeah, after an incredibly long stoppage, Singapore able to bang that one in for what is presumably universe point.
I now don't even want to. It will be, I believe, game to 8. That is a lot of points scored in this win by these two teams. I did not expect it to be such a high scoring game, to be honest. Both teams don't get a chance, as we said earlier. Singapore does not get a chance to play in windy conditions such as this. And this Philippine squad is the first time they're here. They're from all over the country. They also don't get a chance to play together very much. And so we are back almost. I'm having a déjà vu, déjà disclou, déjà something with the universe point. Philippine having the advantage here by being on O. However, I don't think that we haven't seen a point without a turnover for a while now.
Yeah, I believe just the first 2 of the game being clean points. Since then, it's become a little messier, but both teams fighting really hard. They want to take home a medal for their nation.
Fighting really hard, doing an excellent job, giving us an awesome game to watch and commentate. D is getting there really tight, trying to avoid the longs. Oh, there it is. That's a long, and it is brought down by the Philippines. And now they're celebrating. Oh my goodness. They're celebrating. Kudos to Singapore for a great, great double dab game. These ladies should be proud of these women should be proud of their performance. Great first game for this division. We will have the finals with 2 Japanese teams coming. Cheers to the Philippines, taking home the medal, taking home a medal in every division, as we've said before.
Yeah, Jane getting the winning goal for the Philippines. Fantastic performance, winning on double game point. As you said, they'll have a medal in every division now. Yet to be determined what medals the men's and mixed teams will bring home for the Philippines.
Stay tuned. Be some great games today. 2 done, 4 to go. Have some great finals, maybe in a different field, if they can get that water out of there. And looks like something is happening on that field. And it's been great to be here with you. Sophia Pereira checking off.
And I'm Liam Grant. Thanks so much for watching.